Stoic philosophy originated in Athens in the early 3rd century BCE, founded by Zeno of Citium, a merchant from Cyprus who found himself shipwrecked and destitute. Seeking wisdom, he turned to philosophy, studying under the Cynics and other schools before developing his own system. Teaching in the Stoa Poikile, or painted porch, Zeno and his followers became known as Stoics. Stoicism would go on to influence countless individuals, shaping ethical thought in both ancient and modern times. The early Stoics built their system upon the foundations of Socratic thought, emphasizing reason and virtue as the highest goods. Zeno was succeeded by Cleanthes, who refined his teachings, but it was Cleanthes who solidified Stoicism as a coherent philosophical system. Cleanthes developed its logical and ethical frameworks, arguing that the universe was a rational, providential order in which human beings must align themselves with nature. He wrote hundreds of works, many of which were lost, but his influence secured Stoicism's place as one of the major Hellenistic philosophies. Stoicism spread beyond Athens, attracting adherents in the wider Hellenistic world. One of the most significant aspects of the philosophy was its adaptability. It appealed to a wide range of people, from the wealthy to the impoverished. The Stoics taught that external circumstances were beyond human control, and thus true happiness could only be found in virtue, which depended solely on one's own rational faculties. This focus on inner resilience made Stoicism particularly attractive in times of hardship. With the decline of Athens as a philosophical center, Stoicism migrated to Rome, where it evolved into its most influential form. The Roman Stoics adapted the philosophy to a practical and political context, emphasizing duty, responsibility, and self-control. Figures like Palladius and Posidonius bridged the gap between Greek and Roman traditions, making Stoicism more accessible to Roman statesmen and intellectuals. The most famous Roman Stoics were Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius. Seneca, a statesman and writer, produced essays and letters that explored Stoic ethics in daily life, emphasizing the importance of rational control over emotions and detachment from material concerns. He lived under the reign of Emperor Nero and struggled to reconcile his Stoic ideals with the demands of political life. His writings, including Letters to Lucilius and On the Shortness of Life, remain among the most widely read Stoic texts today. Epictetus, a former slave who gained his freedom and became a philosopher, taught that true freedom came from within. His discourses, recorded by his student Arrian, emphasize that individuals should focus only on what they can control, namely their thoughts and actions, while accepting external events with equanimity. He reinforced the Stoic idea that suffering arises not from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. His teachings heavily in Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, embodied the Stoic ideal of a philosopher king. His work, Meditations, a personal journal reflecting on Stoic principles, offers insights into how one can maintain integrity, humility, and inner peace amid political turmoil and personal challenges. Written as a form of self-examination, Meditations remains one of the most influential Stoic texts, demonstrating how philosophy could be lived out in the highest levels of power and responsibility. Despite its influence, Stoicism declined as Christianity gained prominence in the Roman Empire. Many Stoic ideas, however, were absorbed into Christian thought, particularly concepts of virtue, self-discipline, and providence. Some early Christian writers, such as Augustine, engaged with Stoic ideas, integrating aspects of them into Christian theology. In the Renaissance, Stoicism experienced a revival as scholars rediscovered ancient texts. Thinkers such as Justus Lipsius sought to reconcile Stoic ethics with Christian doctrine, and the philosophy influenced political thought, particularly regarding governance and self-mastery. The Enlightenment thinkers, including philosophers like Immanuel Kant and Adam Smith, also engaged with Stoic ideas, particularly its emphasis on duty and moral law. In the modern era, Stoicism has found a resurgence, particularly in self-help literature, psychology, and leadership training. Cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, owes much to Stoic insights, particularly the idea that our interpretation of events, rather than the events themselves, determines our emotional responses. Public figures, business leaders, and military personnel have drawn upon Stoic principles to cultivate resilience, discipline, and perspective in facing challenges. Stoicism's appeal lies in its practicality. It offers a philosophy that does not require metaphysical speculation, but instead provides clear guidance on how to live well. The Stoic emphasis on focusing on what is within one's control, accepting the natural course of events, and cultivating an attitude of gratitude and rational detachment continues to be relevant across cultures and historical periods. As long as human beings seek wisdom and resilience in the face of adversity, Stoic philosophy will remain a powerful guide for personal and ethical development.